Well, my thing is, I've always been there for him from day one. We had a game plan, and my game plan was to help him become world champion and take things to that next level.
For battery, turn around. Violence. Put your hands behind your back. You got handcuffs.
Floyd Mayweather has now broken his silence regarding the recent events involving Gervonta Davis and even his most recent arrest. Appearing on a popular podcast, the boxing legend spoke about Tank's career and how he's been the cause of his downfall. Since the boxing legend and his former protege began their feud last year, Mayweather has been quick to jump on matters relating to Gervonta Davis, especially when he has a fight around the corner.
Hey health warriors, want a natural boost to your day? Say hello to Moringa powder capsules. Packed with essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, Moringa is known as the miracle tree for a reason. Whether you're an athlete, busy professional, or a parent on the go, Moringa supports a strong immune system, aids in digestion, and promotes healthy, glowing skin and hair. Our easy-to-swallow capsules make it super convenient to get your daily dose of nature's goodness wherever you are. So why wait? Transform your health and boost your energy today. Click the link in the description to grab your Moringa Magic now. It's an affiliate link, so I may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. And guess what? For a limited time, Moringa Magic is 50% off. Don't miss out. Click the link and start your journey to better health. All right, let's get back to it.
That's all I ever did.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I want to stick to boxing before I veer off into questions like that. I know later on it was proven that he was cheating, and I don't know if he ever fought, actually won after they found out it was cheating.
However, Floyd Mayweather has been largely silent since the turn of the year and has said nothing about the World Boxing Association lightweight champion since his controversial fight against Lamont Roach. Despite him wanting a blemish to the unbeaten record of Gervonta Davis, he hasn't sounded too excited at the news of his draw. Well, he has now broken his silence and even went ahead to reveal more fact about Gervonta Davis's arrest and his interview, where he said Floyd wanted him to lose. Floyd believes Gervonta Davis's desperation and greed is what has led him to police custody once more. He also took his famous court case some years ago into account, a case he still suffers bans, fines, and punishments from till now. Mayweather spoke about the controversial knee Gervonta Davis took on fight night and claimed that was an automatic knockdown, while his meeting with his corner and the use of a towel on his face was to be a disqualification. However, Tank manipulated his way, and that's part of the reason he has found himself in an unwanted place.
And I've always been there for him. And just over the years, you can see I've always been positive, always said great things about him, always pushed him to be great. And
Floyd emphasized the fact that Lamont Roach was cheated and predicted that there was no way Gervonta Davis would have a great career like himself, seeing how much controversy he's found himself in. He had even gone ahead to wish Gervonta Davis evil ahead of his fights. But for some reason, the evil played out when Mayweather chose to be silent. According to Floyd, he didn't make his comments based on their previous beef, but because of the context that surrounded Gervonta Davis's draw.
Is there like a
the last question you guys ever
is there like a love-hate for Floyd though? Like,
yeah,
the fighter?
Yeah, I love the fighter. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be the smoothest, but he's not.
And to be honest, more boxing professionals have come out for Tank after this fight than they've done in a while. Initially, the match against Lamont Roach was predicted to have a low turnout. However, with over 19,000 fans, the fight set a Barclays Center record. And to the surprise of many, the fight has attracted more comments from boxing professionals than any of Gervonta Davis's recent fights. Floyd Mayweather, who has been a victim of such a situation, came out and criticized Gervonta Davis for paying the judges and having them score the fight in his favor. This was no different from the comments from the majority of boxing professionals, who feel exactly the same way about the fight, claiming the incident in the 9th round that saw Gervonta Davis take a knee, for whatever reason, should never have happened.
You know, when these guys, you know, certain fighters, when they want to fight, our job is to line it up. And us fighters, we're warriors. We always.
Mayweather said Gervonta Davis lost the fight, but has his record saved because of whatever he'd done with the corrupt judges ahead of the fight. The controversy, as almost always, appeared on a weekend destined for the great boxing fights. The one involving Sandor Martin had its own and meant the Spaniard's defeat to Alberto Puello after a close decision. The one involving Gervonta Davis directly can be treated and is treated in the United States of America as a scandal because the man who was called the face of boxing saw his 0 in the loss column saved for a questionable reason. Tank used his knee on the ground, should lose a point for the fall, but it was not deducted.
You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad. And
you're good, man.
The lightweight champion explained that there was grease from his hairstyle, dreadlocks in his eyes, which prevented him from seeing. The judges gave a draw, and Lamont Roach was left without springing the surprise in a fight that he should win according to the scoring criteria. The gesture that scandalizes boxing, Mayweather suffered it and came back. The scandal is remarkable. The hairstyle is at the center of it all, and that's where the doubts begin. I styled him on Wednesday. The fight was on Saturday. He was with the press, he trained in the gym and the weigh-in. There are no excuses. How much grease did I use? Explained the fighter's stylist, found by Lee the Brand on social media.
Because I don't want to say like he's just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he can be good.
Gervonta explained that he put his knee on the canvas because he couldn't see and had to ask for the towel from his corner, something that is also not possible. I combed his hair on Wednesday. The fight was on Saturday. He was with the press, trained in the gym and the weigh-in. There are no excuses. How much grease did I use? The bizarre situation came after a great combination at close range from Roach. After such a close fight, it was normal in such a close fight. But the referee did not deduct points and the scorecards reflected a draw. Davis was defending his crown. For more debate, boxing history shows stars being able to overcome similar situations to those of the Baltimore fighter. The main example, and one that those in the know remember, was what happened to Floyd Mayweather. There were few men who were truly able to give Mayweather trouble when inside the ring. Record-breaking Oscar De La Hoya won his fight with Mayweather on one of the judges' scorecards, but lost the fight via split decision in what was one of the closest fights of the unbeaten champion's career. No other fighter has even been able to take Mayweather to a split decision victory, showing his dominance. As well as not being tested on the scorecards, fighters have struggled to inflict serious damage to Mayweather, as the fighter has only been knocked down once in his professional career. However, the knockdown did not come as a result of a threatening punch.
And it's called the knockdown. And is something wrong with the left hand of Floyd Mayweather? We're not exactly sure why.
In May of 2001, Mayweather would take on Carlos Hernandez, February 1st, 33, in an attempt to defend his World Boxing Council's super featherweight title. Money would be aiming to make his 8th defense of the title, however, he would have an odd moment in the bout. He was still a promising fighter with 25-0 when he faced El Salvador's Carlos El Famoso Hernandez for the lineal and World Boxing Council's super featherweight crown. Despite leading the fight, Mayweather would receive an 8 count in the 6th round of the fight. However, Hernandez did not put the fighter down. Mayweather took a knee in the 6th round of the bout, despite not having suffered any significant damage from his opponent.
Why? Just the pain from his hand? Now Floyd letting the left hand go.
However, Mayweather was seemingly hurting. After taking the knee, Mayweather began to gesture to his corner as if something was wrong with his left hand. Despite the supposed injury, Mayweather was able to continue and win the bout. Despite the knockdown being scored in favor of Hernandez, Mayweather would still win convincingly on the judges' scorecards. Immediately, he was deducted a point. But it didn't matter to the champion, and he accelerated to take the unanimous decision at the Van Andel Arena in Michigan. Mayweather-Hernandez fight. You guys should watch that fight, some of you. He kneels down because something hurts his hand. He has pointed out the fall, and it does not come from a blow, recalled Terrence Crawford, one of the great stars of world boxing.
Will he be a one-armed bandit, though, tonight? Hold on to his title. Instead, he seems absolutely perplexed. The big right hand's landing now by Mayweather.
Just when Gervonta Davis talked about Mayweather wanting him to lose, he goes ahead and draws for the first time, a story Mayweather can't relate with in any way. Floyd Mayweather has only been taken to a split or majority decision by 3 boxers. Dominance was clear whenever Mayweather stepped into the ring. Among his 50 fights, only 3 fighters were able to not get stopped or not lose unanimously to Mayweather. Even Manny Pacquiao, who was described by Mayweather as the best boxer he's faced, was not able to cause disruption to the scorecards in their fight.
Mayweather.
The winner by unanimous decision and still the undefeated super featherweight champion of the world, Pretty Boy Floyd.
The first fighter to do this was De La Hoya, who won 115. 113 on Tom Kaczmarek's scorecard in their 2007 bout. However, the other 2 judges favored Mayweather in their scoring. Mayweather was then taken to back-to-back majority decisions in 2013 to 2014. Canelo Alvarez would be the loser of his bout with Mayweather via majority decision, while Marcos Maidana would also suffer the same fate.
And still the undefeated super featherweight champion of the world, Pretty Boy Floyd May.
Maidana would earn a rematch with Mayweather. However, he would lose unanimously in their welterweight clash. As for Mayweather and Gervonta Davis, this becomes the latest feud between them. But it's looking like Mayweather is having the last laugh after Gervonta Davis had his major fall off. And while he looks to bounce back, it's general knowledge that this is such a huge debt to his boxing image.
He's gonna be there. That don't make no sense. He don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you.
In one of Gervonta Davis's latest interviews with Jay Hill, he made some shocking revelations. Well, one of the most controversial ones was on Floyd Mayweather, where he revealed the truth behind some crazy happenings between him and Floyd Mayweather. He claimed Mayweather has always wanted a loss for him. Sadly, Mayweather has come close to having his wish for Gervonta Davis fulfilled. Of course, Floyd wouldn't keep quiet, and he's set to distract Gervonta Davis from his world title fight one more time.
But over the years, it's constantly going on the internet, take a shot at Floyd, take a shot at Floyd, take a shot at Floyd, constantly be disrespectful.
But here's what really happened. Boxing star Gervonta Tank Davis was once a protege of boxing legend Floyd Mayweather, but the two no longer speak. They had a very public fallout, which Davis moved on from and became a better fighter from and an even bigger star, both in America and worldwide. Speaking on the Mr. J. Hill podcast, Davis opened up on what happened with Mayweather.
Ooh, if you don't mind. If you don't want to, it's fine.
Joseph Pedraza, my first world title. I was 16-0. I was 21 at the.
Once you get around someone you look up to, like Mayweather, you realize they're not who they portray themselves to be. It's a letdown and it hurts. I just go my own way and do my own thing. With Floyd, there were situations where he put me in lose-lose scenarios, like my first world title fight against Jose Pedraza. I was 16, 21 years old, hadn't fought in 7 or 8 months, and wasn't making much money, maybe $10K a fight. They came back and told me I've got to fight him, that if I didn't fight him, I'd be shelved. I got evicted and had to sell my car. For sure, Floyd did that intentionally. I was letting other boxers know what was happening, giving them games so they wouldn't end up there. Now, when they say they want to fight me, it feels like betrayal. He added, I respect and appreciate him for what he did, but it was more like he gave me crumbs, like $10K or $15K to help my mom out of the hood. That's not enough. She'd be back in the hood in months and I'd be asking for more. I learned people can put you in a position where you always need them, feeding you just enough to keep you coming back. When I was signed to the same management as Floyd, they started taking over my career.
Time, and I haven't fought in like 7 or 8 months. And around that time, I wasn't making that much money. I probably was making like $10,000 a fight. So 6 months is crazy to not fight, you know? So when they came back and it was like, all right.
Boxing legend Mayweather guided Tank during the majority of his career, as Davis won world titles in multiple weight divisions and became widely regarded as one of the most exciting fighters in the sport. The two then parted ways in 2022, and things have seemingly turned hostile since then, with both men having fired insults in the opposite direction in the years that have followed. Davis has now revealed that his former mentor Mayweather once put him in a fight where he wanted Tank to lose, explaining to the J. Hill podcast how things transpired.
You gotta fight. He was like, you gotta fight this this fighter, which is Joseph Pedraza. If you don't fight him, you're not fighting. You're like sitting on a show.
Never good to hear these things, but at least Davis has opened up on what happened with Mayweather and his promotional company. An old chapter had been reopened regarding the turbulent relationship between Gervonta Davis and Floyd Mayweather.
Those are lifetime losses. And as long as you went out there and gave it 100% in that square circle, if you gave it 100% and you happy with what you did when you went out there, then that's what it is.
What it is.
The worst of all was how Floyd Mayweather did not only pick sides against Davis in his last fight before Roach, but also acted in a manner that was unlikely of a boxing legend. He was so after Gervonta Davis's loss that he felt his Instagram post about the fight being canceled wasn't enough. He also predicted a fight that was clearly an easy win for Gervonta Davis as a 50-50ths and gave his opponent some tips to help him defeat Tank Davis. This time, his feud with Gervonta Davis got so much into his head that he had secretly called Gervonta Davis's opponent and given him tips on how to beat Tank Davis. Whether it fell on deaf ears or whether Floyd's instructions weren't just enough, we don't know. However, on fight night, his opponent fell short after 1 minute and 49 seconds in the 8th round. A devastating blow from Gervonta Davis took him flat on the canvas, earning Gervonta Davis the 30th win of his career. But that wasn't even where the problem was. The real issue was the involvement of Floyd Mayweather, who had clearly been at loggerheads with Gervonta Davis, having one of the most epic mentor versus protege feuds in recent history. The Ghost revealed in one of his many pre-fight interviews that Floyd Mayweather had helped in some way ahead of the fight, hoping to get back at Gervonta Davis for being disrespectful to him.
Young fighters, he loves to embrace guys, so what was being around talking to Floyd? Like, what has Floyd taught you about fighting? And has it made you a better fighter? Because he could tell me all day to do that shit he does.
It came as a surprise to boxing fans and professionals when the Ghost revealed he has been receiving advice from Gervonta Davis's former mentor and promoter, Floyd Mayweather. The lightweight duo locked horns in the ring at MGM Grand Garden Arena, Las Vegas on June 15th, with Gervonta Tank Davis retaining his World Boxing Association title, and, as expected, there was quite the trash talk brewing between the two. Still, going into the fight, Tank Davis was a heavy favorite. However, while appearing in the Pivot podcast, shared on YouTube before the fight, the challenger revealed the advice money Mayweather had been giving him to get the upper hand during his Gervonta Davis fight.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what does being around a guy like Floyd do for you?
He could tell you, go run at 2 in the morning. Go do it when, cause 9 times.
He admits advice from Floyd Mayweather gives him a unique feeling. As a result of this, Floyd Mayweather has now lashed out at those coming for his head. I do what I want to do and support whoever I feel. How's there a crime in that? What's wrong with him meeting me for advice? If Tank comes, I'd advise him too. So what's the problem y'all have with me? Mayweather had been in Davis's corner, despite their split and the various differences between them over the years, and for the most part, Davis has always respected the former world champion. However, with the fight, alliances surely did change.
Respectful, constantly be disrespectful, when all I ever been was respectful to try to help this fighter go as far as he could possibly go.
Especially since the much publicized online tussle between Tank and Mayweather last month. So, when asked about whether there is anything he had learned from Floyd Mayweather before the fight, Martin had this to say. He could tell you, man, go run at 2 in the morning because 9 times out of 10, we know your opponent sleeps at that time, said the Detroit, Michigan native. Not that Martin specifically needed to train in those hours, but rather, as he explained it, doing it would give him a mental edge over his opponent, as these are the little things that make a big difference in the end. Martin emphasized that it's nothing that he didn't know or was a big deal, but coming from someone like Floyd who has been at the highest point in the sport,
Because 9 times out of 10, we know your opponent sleep at that time. So go run at 2 in the morning and go give yourself a mental edge, because you out there working every night at 2 in the morning running. that's a lot of the times your opponent sleep.
You are going to take a lot of heave to it, and it's going to give you a different type of motivation when you do it, he said. He also added that even when Floyd shows something, a boxer might not be able to mimic it perfectly, but it'll give you a different type of feel about yourself. Interestingly, that's exactly what Mike Tyson used to do before his fights to gain a mental edge over his opponents. No wonder, he became the youngest heavyweight champion, and later, an undisputed champion. However, neither Tyson's training ritual nor Floyd's advice were able to stop Gervonta Davis from doing what he planned to do on fight night. Davis, who was coming off a year-long layoff because of the hit-and-run case he was involved in 2022 and spent 90 days in Baltimore prison, came out on top on fight night with an 8th-round knockout.
The claims on X that your fight was canceled the last couple of weeks.
He's the one told Frank that I was running at 5 o'clock.
The gap in his resume didn't dull his skills in the ring. Davis defeated Ryan Garcia in his last outing in April last year and finished off with a similar result against Frank Martin. In fact, leading up to Davis's fight last June, Mayweather urged his fans to watch UFC instead after the two traded shots at each other on social media, and that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.